Welcome back to another segment, another edition of Heavyweight Conversation with Sean.
And Sean, and this time we're going to be tackling the subject of dating. Yes, I'm excited. I can't wait, man. Times have changed.
This is going to be good. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Heavyweight Conversations with Sean.
And Sean.
This is interesting. So we're going to talk about dating and how it's changed. So I'm going to start with me because I love where I met my wife. I've been married now for 11 glorious years.
Nice.
We've been together 18 years. We met back in 2001. Now,
Sweet.
you remember 2001, right?
Yeah.
No dating apps. There was
no Tinder.
There's no Tinder. There was no Snapchat. There was no Instagram. There was MySpace.
It was MySpace.
Does anybody remember MySpace?
Yeah,
It's still around. My page still exists.
And it's crazy because the whole format changed. It's not like social media. It's more like a music.
It's all about music and entertainment.
Yeah, which is crazy.
But back when I was coming up, you actually had to have your game. You had to be able to talk smooth, dress nice, actually present yourself, smell good. Yeah, you had to know how to actually talk to women.
Right.
Now, and how I met my wife. I met my wife at a prom party, her prom party. And as gorgeous as she is, if I can blow your mind for a second, she didn't have a date. I was shocked.
Oh, wow.
But
a prom date?
Not have a prom date. No. She went stag.
That was divinely set up just for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's God going, hey, Chris, I'm throwing you a bone.
Right there, right.
So that's how me and my wife met. We hung out at the party. We dug each other. We enjoyed each other's company. And then 18 glorious years later, she's still with me.
Wow.
So how'd you meet your wife?
Actually, me and my wife, we actually met at church.
Oh.
Because that's
what divineness.
Right. Divine. It's kind of funny because we were going out to hear our pastor speak at another church, and she called wind that I was going, and apparently I was like flavor of the month at the church amongst the talk of the young women around.
Meaning he was single and new, and they were licking their chops.
Exactly. We were around the watering hole. So
yeah.
And so things fell into place, and they had a family barbecue, and I was invited. But by the time I showed up, all the food was gone. So we kind of made it as a running joke, and we just kind of connected and started talking. And then, as we know now, we've been married just recently, as of August 30th, 9 years. And been together 11 of those 9 years. So,
wow.
So it's because we were together 2 years when we got married, and now it's like, and now I look out at what's out there now, all these dating apps and Tinder and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I would not want to be single.
No, it horrifies me to think of it. Because it's like today, there's no more face-to-face conversations, so it's kind of like when you meet this person through this little device, swipe left, swipe right.
You're not meeting them.
Yeah, you're not meeting them. You're talking to a picture.
Right.
You're sending words.
A video or whatever.
Right. Snapchat.
Right, Snap. Yeah.
And then you're gambling on that this person is who they say they are when you go to meet them in person.
People are getting catfished like every day.
I didn't even know what catfish was like 2 years ago.
I didn't know what it was until the show on MTV came out and they started to expose this stuff.
Apparently there is a show, yeah.
And I'm like, wow, like these people are actually, and it makes so much sense because everything on social media, it's almost like I compare it to Mr. Rogers' Land of Make Believe. I had a little Charlie go to Land of Make Believe.
Sure.
People can be on the internet, on social media. They can be whoever they desire or dream to be. They can just be that person. And and when it comes down to the rubber meets the road, they oftentimes
when the reality comes out, that's right. I mean, you talk about we're off camera. We're talking about this horrible guy who got catfished with a transgender guy. And there's nothing against transgenders. Do you if that makes you happy? But be freaking honest. If you got a Mr. How you do down below, and you're posing as a female, you're never gonna meet your true love if you started off with a lie.
Right.
So that's what I see these apps as. They're lies.
Lies.
I mean, you clearly photoshopped that ass to be bigger. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very humorous person. I meet you in person, you're actually very dry, and you're very shy, and you're a lie.
And your profile pic looks like Kim Kardashian, and then you meet the person, they look like Jesus from down the block.
See, that's exactly what's up.
Or they look like Irma, who fluffs your pillows at the hotel. No offense to those who work in hotels who may be Mexican or whatever, but I'm just saying, come on now.
Yeah, exactly. You know what'd be hilarious? Oh man, this leaves such great room for opportunities of pranking people. Like if I have a single guy friend and I would never too cruel to do this, but it'd just be too easy to
and it'd be fun too. Yeah.
Get a good blonde photo of like off of Google and then like start talking to them through Snapchat. Like, yeah, hi, we should be.
Right.
Then like we pick out a great fancy restaurant and I'm fucking sitting there waving when he shows up.
Or you can find like a profile of someone who lives in Singapore of a beautiful woman who lives in Singapore somewhere, and pull up a lot of her pictures from her page, and you create like a freaking Tinder app or whatever, and just post all the pictures. So you're like, oh, this is really her, and all of a sudden, it's not really her.
And this actually happens. Let's talk about how horrifying this is.
Every day.
There's a lot of elderly people that are single, lonely, and they have people out there that catfish them out of money.
Yes.
They will just build this whole fake relationship online.
That's
and
crazy.
Because these elderly people are so lonely, they will send them money. They fall for it. And that's, again, kind of lumping it all together, that's how times have changed.
Yes.
And I'm curious, people that are watching this video, comment down below, how did you meet your spouse? Because there are some relationships that actually become fantastic marriages through online apps.
Yeah, and sometimes the online dating thing it works for some people not so much. But my thing is, if you're dating someone and you don't actually talk to them over the phone or FaceTime or what have you, and you've been talking over like 6 months or so, and every time you try to see them for who they are, there's always an excuse.
There's always some kind of roadblock. Yeah.
Red flag
have your safety checks. Have your own personal safety checks to show that they are who they are.
And then not just that, but if you actually go meet somebody, like from a dating app and you can go out on a date, group date. I've heard horror stories of women meeting someone for the first time, going out on a date. This one young lady, I think was out of Colorado, she went on a blind date with this guy she met online. She had a 3-year-old daughter. She never made it back home.
Oof.
I would even go as far as say the first 3 dates, group date, because see, at least that way, you know, you have some security.
Yeah, or meeting in a public place,
Yes.
you know, where you can yell for help if something bad goes down.
And don't drive with them. Drive separately.
Drive yourself.
Yes.
Uber, or even Uber can be kind of sketchy these days.
Oh yeah.
Just be safe out there. Is what the moral is what we're trying to say. The point of this conversation is, online dating works for some, but doesn't work for most. And people are out there that will take advantage of online dating and take advantage of you. So be real safe, be careful out there, especially in this day and age where evil seems to be more prevalent than any time else in our nation's history. There's nothing wrong with going to a coffee shop or go to a library.
Right, and just chatting.
Just chatting. Like me personally, when I'm out in the real world, I'm a old phrase, chatty Cathy. I love talking to strangers.
And that's cool, and I love approaching people and talking to too. But my thing is, have you ever gotten someone like, let's say whether you're at work or whether you're at a coffee shop, wherever, and you talk to someone from the opposite sex, and you're just making conversation, and they just think like, oh, he's trying to come at me. I'm not in. It's like, whoa. Just because I'm being nice.
You know how I start off the conversation if that happens? If a woman approaches me, which is usually how it goes, I'm kind of I don't put myself into the frying pan with the opposite sex. They usually talk to me first. I'll bring up a conversation about my wife. I'll say, oh, hey, me and my wife, it's so funny you're talking about it because me and my wife love going to Florida, blah, 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 blah. Or, me and my wife love going by Greg. Oh, we actually, I always toss my wife into the conversation.
And now sometimes that can be like a simple open door, because they can be like, well, he's married, so that means he's committed, so I can just kind of do whatever. And not worried about
in their comfort zone.
Right. So it's almost like
boundaries.
It's almost like a dang if you do, dang if you don't, man.
Right. Or you can just go, if you're really good at method acting like I am. Oh, Chris, how are you? Oh, I'm so happy we're having this conversation. I'd make it awkward for him so you leave. This guy's too much.
Because when I approach people, because I normally approach people, and when people approach me, I'm like, hey, how's everything going? I'm talking to them, and I always like to throw in, I talk about my wife a little bit, but I'm not one to like just open up and talk about like all of me, because I'm like, I don't even know you. I don't need to throw all this stuff out there, but I do say, I'm do like, I'm married, I'm taking or whatever have you, but it's like, some people they hear that, but they don't hear. They have this like selective hearing thing. It's like, I hear that, but hey, just as we're as guys, we're being nice. Doesn't mean that we're trying to like lay with you or spit game or try to come.
Just because
like
I'm a sexy beast doesn't mean this beast wants to lay with you.
And just because I'm really ridiculously good looking.
Fucking plug. That's such a
doesn't mean that like we want you or anything like that.
Exactly. So final thoughts on dating in today, 2017.
Yes.
Be careful out there. Again, people are not always who they say they are. Be smart. Do your research. If for any reason the little voice in the back of your head saying "get out now," get out now.
Yeah, right. My final thoughts: if you're gonna date, do the apps and all this stuff like that. Understand who the person is. If it's really them, look at their profiles and their page or what have you. You can see what they're all about. Like, especially if it's Facebook, look at, like, I do this for people who I accept as my friends. Like, look at their history. Look at stuff they talk about. If all they talk about is sexual stuff, then hey, 9 times out of 10, that's not who you want to connect yourself with. So do your homework. Be safe and definitely give yourself time to observe.
And with that said, please like, comment down below. We read your comments, and pretty soon we're going to do a YouTube video about just your comments on many different videos, kind of like a recap of videos we've done in the past.
Yes.
So like, subscribe, hit the alert button, and we'll see you next time on Heavyweight Conversations with Sean
and Sean.
See you then.
Be easy.